Hey everybody, welcome back to the FFP Alignment Podcast. It is minisode time. It's the little bitty, itty, teeny, tiny baby episode that you get to listen to while you're on your walk or just because you love me, that kind of stuff. Welcome back. It is Valentine's Day today, guys. It's so cute. I've gone through a wave of emotions when it comes to how I feel about Valentine's Day. Every girl, regardless of how you feel about it, I feel like every girl's gone through the phase of you have that little hope of love. It's like the perfect day to do something kind of cute for your loved one. So you always have that sliver of hope that something will happen, or we've all been there, even if it was when we were little, preschoolers or teenagers in high school. We've all been there. So where are you at with it now? I'm curious, because I've definitely had my times of rolling my eyes at it. Not too much. Oh, my foot's gonna fall asleep. Not too much, but still it's that Hallmark holiday, so stupid. But I've always been a romantic. I love the sappy stuff, probably more than I'd like to admit. Not because I'm just in love right now, but it's just definitely a part of who I am, that hopeless romantic, and love the cutesy stuff. So that's just me. And today's Valentine's Day, and I woke up to Marky. He always wakes me up. He's my little alarm clock, so he woke me up, and he's like, "Happy Valentine's Day," and I'm like, "Happy Valentine's Day," And I woke up and walked out of the bedroom, and there's a little card sitting for me and a Starbucks coffee. And he was making it like, "Oh, it's your favorite coffee, Starbucks." I was like, thank you, but I'm not like those other girls that are absolutely, the type, that are absolutely obsessed with it. And always have one on them, or always going, or always craving it. That's not me. I just drink it when I need to. If we're out on the town or away from home and I want a coffee, I'll just go get a Starbucks coffee. And I do have a standard order. It's just a vanilla almond milk latte. It's nothing crazy. Anyway, it was just cute how he presented it, and it was delicious, and it was really cute. And he gave me this little card. Oh, should I go get it? No. Because I would then read the entire thing, and I don't know if he'd want that. He wouldn't care, but he also at the same time would be like, it's kind of personal, I guess. But it was a card where there's two little socks on the front talking about how we're a perfect pair and a perfect match. It's so cute. It was so cute. And as he was walking out the door for work, he's like, "I might have something extra planned today." I was kind of bopping up and down. I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "I don't know. I got to keep you on your toes." I was like, "Well, that's mean. If nothing actually happens, then I was a big letdown." Why would you say that? So nothing has happened yet. I'll keep you posted. I'm happy to have him in my life, though. We're both big, sensitive people that love the tacky, lovey stuff, and I will shut up about it right now. Sorry, I could talk about it all day long. But it's cute, and I hope you guys are having a really good Valentine's Day. What did you do? Tell me everything. Tonight, all right, enough about you guys. Let's talk about me, as usual. Tonight, our original plan was to just... And this is what we've done the past 2 years that we've been together. Past two Valentines, let me think. I think it's only been two. This will be our third Valentine's, I think. And in the past, when it comes to Valentine's Day, I don't have to go out. That's kind of where I was going with this. I don't have to do the big dinner. Of course, if it was a Friday night or Saturday, yeah, let's find a nice reservation somewhere. That would probably happen in the future, but it's not like we have to do that. I love to get cute, love to get dressed up, but I'm not trying to like hit the streets, right? So I always loved more. I loved the idea of staying in. I love to cook and having some champagne and just relaxing, having an extra special dinner, like you know, kind of doing up a little bit more than usual, wear a cute little sexy outfit, you know, just something different. But we're also in our regular routine. Like, how nice does that sound? And that's why I do like Valentine's Day too, even if it is a dumb holiday that people profit off of. It is a good excuse to kind of disrupt a little bit the norm of your routine when it comes to like your relationship. Like every day we like eat dinner, sit on the couch, watch TV, which is not bad, and it kind of sounds like, and I could see it easily going down the wrong path in terms of our relationship. But I'm so scared and nervous that it will go down that path that it probably never will. So that's what I like about Valentine's Day, especially when it's on a weekday. It's a great way to disrupt that little norm, that little routine, kind of go out of your way a little bit to get the flowers or the card and, you know, and it goes both ways, ladies, okay? I got Mark because it's now basketball season, football's over, and I think it's cute, the little hat collection that he has, so I got him a Miami Heat basketball hat. Well, it's a ball cap. I don't think there's specific basketball hats. You know what I mean? But that's his team, obviously, and it's like a full red one. And I was like, that's cute, but it's not gonna get here till Thursday, which is today for you guys. So I should have paid better attention on that. But it's a cute little gift. Yeah, but tonight we were gonna go, no, let's back up. All that to say, if you're keeping up here, keep up, is that I was going to do just, you know, the usual, which was have some champagne, which we still will, which I'll get to in a minute because I know you know that I'm doing dry February. But we also talked about that, so maybe I don't have to re-explain myself. I don't care. I'll explain it again because I do have a topic we're going to go over today, okay? Little students, are you listening, my little baby students? Anyway, tonight we were gonna do the usual. It's gonna cook up, I think it was like gonna be like a surf and turf thing, like scallops. He loves scallops, and do fancy steak, and then it's gonna make one of my favorite things to bake. I do love baking, but I never do it because duh, I would be eating it. And you cannot not just do like a tiny thing, which I should learn how to do, honestly, because I really do love baking. I should do like the tiny, like single serve portions. That's for another time. But one of my favorite things to bake is this strawberry wedding cake, which it's called that because I discovered it at a bakery that was like one of my first jobs I'd ever had in Omaha. It's like a local bakery, and they had this strawberry wedding cake, and it was by far the best cake I've ever had in my life, will ever have in my life. Like it was so moist. It was like a vanilla cake, and then a whipped cream topping with just strawberries on it. Like that's it, literally. And I'm like, this is one, too good to be true. Two, so simple and perfect. Why can't I figure this out? So my mom and I, because I was in high school, kind of figured it out, and it's divine. Mark loves it. So I was gonna do that, and then one of my other favorite desserts is honestly chocolate covered almost anything, but chocolate covered strawberries I really, really do love. So I've definitely dropped the hint that I love that. It wasn't even a hint, it's a little more like, so you're gonna get me some chocolate covered strawberries for Valentine's Day, right? If he doesn't do that, that'd be weird. Anyhow, I was with some of my girlfriends. We were on a walk. We do a little walk every Friday, our walks and talks, like we call it, right, Ari? And everyone was talking about their Valentine's Day plans, and I was like, we're just staying in. That's kind of like pretty much what everyone else is doing. And I was like, you know what would be fun to do though? It would be like a comedy night. on actual Valentine's Day. Like the jokes write themselves. I feel like that'd be so much fun. And so I was telling Mark about that interaction, and I was like, let me look see if there's anything going on at the comedy club here. And there was just one show. Usually it's like 2 shows a night. I don't remember the guy's name. And he loves comedy, Mr. Jokester guy. And so that's what we're doing tonight. And I hope it's good. It's always a toss up. You never know if these guys are going to be good. And usually like 99% of the time they are. And that one small percent, you're just kind of like, it was all right. It wasn't at least awful. So that's what we're doing. But before that, we are going to go to a local. That was the other like dilemma we ran into, was like, well, I don't want to rush to eat anything. I still want it to be like a nice romantic night and not just like shovel food into our mouths because we have to make this show and I want to look cute, right? So, but like it is also Valentine's Day, like where are we possibly going to eat, right? So instead of like doing anything like, the typical, what you would think, we're going to go to this like Mexican place up the street from the comedy club. It's like a tequila bar. Hello. And it's just up the street. It's just one of those typical Mexican restaurants. I'm like, that honestly sounds so good. I'll be overdressed. I do not care. I love being overdressed anywhere and everywhere that I go. So that's what we're doing. We're doing Mexican food and then comedy club. Like, how fun does that sound? And it's Wednesday. How long did it take me to tell all that? Long enough. This isn't telling me. Sorry, guys. I don't care. Anyway, oh my God, my hair. Oh yeah, and speaking of tonight, guess what? I'm not done. Let me look at my face. I can see my face on my phone. No, I look normal. I just did like the shower. If you know, you know. I did the shower. I was supposed to do it last night, but work gets a little slow today, and so I was like, all right, before I record, I'm gonna do the full workup shower routine, where you're in there for like 45 minutes, you're shaving every fleck of hair off of your body, and doing like the sugar scrub, and like doing the hair, like everything, and did my little skincare, blow dried my hair, all that stuff. So I thought I felt a little like hot, like, which usually means I'm red, but that's nothing new. I'm gonna look so fucking cute tonight. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about was, guess what? Self-love. I heard this, it's time to get serious. I heard this quote on TikTok the other day. I can't remember who it was, but it really hit me hard, and it just struck me because I'd never heard it put like that before. Basically what the quote was that the highest form of self-love is discipline. And I was like, fuck, damn it. Honestly, it's so true, though. And it's such a great perspective on self-love, self-care, and all of that in that umbrella. Because if we're not disciplined at the things that are truly benefiting us, because anything good is not easy, right? That's what they say. And it's true. You know, if you need to get to a healthier body weight per doctor's orders, or just in general, or have better cardiovascular health, or just a cleaner eating, cleaner diet for obvious reasons. Those things are not easy, but yet they're benefiting you so much in the long term, that long game, even some short term benefits, obviously. But in the long run, it's what's benefiting you the most to have those clean eating meals, to exercise, to lift weights, to lose weight, to have better cardiovascular health, like anything. You put anything in that category, right? But it's so difficult, and it also begs that question of like, why is it so hard to do what I know is good for me? And you can always just kind of back it up to lack of self-discipline. And we've all been there. I've been there. I've been called lazy my entire life. Seriously. But it was always like when I was growing up, it was always a joke. It was never like, you piece of shit, Katelynn, get up, do something with your life. It was never like that. It was always like, oh, Katelynn, she's just on the couch again, like, you lazy, or, just stuff like that. Like the typical stuff you'd hear from your older brothers, and your parents would join in. My mom, not so much, but definitely my dad and my brothers, where I was, all my brothers, they did all the sports, and they were the ones getting up early for 0 hour to go to football practice and all this stuff, while I didn't do anything. I didn't do any sports, and I attempted for sure, but I just was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to play basketball. I don't want to. Thank God I broke my arm and I got out of having to do basketball. Like, I just was not an athletic person this is obviously can apply to anything, but this is obviously a personal story. I just was not an athletic person. I hadn't grown into my body yet, if that makes sense. I wasn't, I just wasn't very coordinated, if you will. I did love to ice skate. I did that early on. I liked volleyball, but I kind of got over it pretty quickly. But anyway, all that to say, I pretty much was deemed as the laziest one in my family. All my brothers got the excellent grades. They were the captains of the football team. They excelled pretty effortlessly, and it was really frustrating. And I remember, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I remember just like being so turmoiled over that everything came so much more difficult to me, at least as a child at that time, than it was for my brothers. They barely ever had to study. They got the easy grades. They could do math really quickly in their head. They were doing the sports and got awards for that. And I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, right? And I do remember feeling really bad about that. And it wasn't until I got older, and that's the story that I kind of told myself, that I'm just not an athletic person. I just don't, man, it's not like that. I don't want to get my heart rate up. And what was easier for me was to just accept who I was, or who I am, because that's a lot easier than, seeing the scale go down or getting a six-pack or whatnot. And all those, accepting yourself right here now, for exactly who you are, is absolutely an essential part of the process. I was using it as an excuse to not do anything, to not better myself, to stay exactly where I was at, right? But my actual DNA is so much bigger than that. Like, I can't stay still. I have to constantly be moving forward, because my natural, and I know this isn't everybody, but my natural personality wants to evolve. And that is definitely still a very human thing, regardless of who you are or how you're wired. But in the Enneagram terms, I am the challenger. That also includes challenging people, but also myself at the same time. And I hated feeling in a rut. I hated feeling stuck. I hated feeling dissatisfied with anything, even if I didn't know what it was, just the general dissatisfaction of the state of things. So it just kind of, looking back, seeing how I evolved over time, and it really truly is an evolution process, and people put too much pressure on themselves to change right here and right now, see results really quickly. I've been working out for a month. Why don't I see any changes? Like, things like that. You know what I mean? And we put so much pressure on ourselves to produce results and to see changes that it causes us to give up, because it's another a check in that failure category of maybe I am just lazy. Maybe I just am not meant for this, or whatever the excuse is. So if you what I just kind of eventually saw myself doing was taking a step back and seeing the larger picture of where I started and where I'm at now, or, at any point in my life, right? And seeing how I just naturally evolved. And there's times for sure, and it will happen for the rest of my life, where I had to put the pressure on just a little bit to get myself over a particular obstacle or a hump, or, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like I'm talking in circles or anything, but I think people don't give themselves enough credit to how strong their minds are, how strong-willed you can be. But again, at the same time, you don't have to just cut throat, change everything right here and right now. Some people are like that, and my God, I applaud you. But I think the majority of people aren't. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of freestyling. I feel uncomfortable sitting like this. I don't have a kitty on me. It's weird. Ugh. Do I like that? Ugh. There we go. That's better. I gotta edit all this out. No, I'm too lazy for that. See? Aw, see what I did there? I probably won't do it though. Speaking of that, I definitely am the type to go from point A to point B as quickly as possible. Like, I don't want there to be anything in the middle. Like, let's get to the end destination by any means possible. And sometimes that requires, I don't know if you'd call it laziness, but it's something. But anyway, I loved that quote because it was really just a testament, and it made me feel good. Made me feel good about myself because of the amount of self-discipline that I have had over the years, and how much I've grown, and how much easier that self-discipline becomes over time, and just seeing myself evolve. And like, that's, if you do that to yourself now and think back to something that you once hated or weren't any good at or could never be consistent with, whatever that is, like, look at you doing it now. And if there's something that you want to change about yourself now, or a lifestyle change that you need to do, you need to eat cleaner, healthier foods, or exercise more, just for general overall health. Like, you don't need to get no six-pack. No, don't worry about that. Just understand that it takes time. And I've talked about this brain development so much on this podcast that I'm going to talk about it again, because it's absolutely so true. I should pick up that book again. What's it called? This other one that I saw. But just giving yourself like a chance, right? Like, take a chance on yourself, bet on yourself, give yourself consistency over the next 3 months, 6 months, and just go for it. And I like that people don't give themselves a big enough chance to evolve and to grow, because these things are hard. It's never easy. I talked about in a TikTok video. What was it? I talk a lot about it on my TikTok. My brain just lost it. The overall point is that you're seeing your self-discipline as a form of self-love is honestly, I just love it. And I want you to tell yourself that today, here on this Valentine's Day or post-Valentine's Day, that you can give yourself literally a pat on the back, a gold star for the things that you are now disciplined at that you may not have previously been disciplined at. I remember when I was growing up, back to all that, it was in church, and our pastor was talking about waking up early or something. He was talking about discipline, and I will never forget the line, because it was like, yeah, waking up, that's a form of self-discipline. Not waking up. Yeah, that takes a lot of work. Just waking up early, right? Not sleeping in. Waking up early. Like, that's a form of self-discipline. He just used it as a quick example, but it was seared into my brain because it was the first time someone told me, excuse me, It's the first time that someone told me, even though it was indirectly, that I was disciplined at something. And I thought, oh, fuck, that's right. I get up every day at 6 a.m. for school, even though I'm forced to, but I still do it, right? So if you have children, speak some love into their hearts, into their little brains. And if you have nieces and nephews, tell them that too. Oh, I should call them. Yeah. But this is not a Sally sob story. I am fine now. I've grown and I have evolved. And I do like to stress, this is the kind of stuff I do talk about on my TikTok, just kind of the evolution of things and how it's taken me time over the years to get to where I'm at now with what I am disciplined at. And yes, it's been difficult, and I've had to put the pressure on myself to change something that I know is not serving me, but it wasn't this ride, this awful, mean pressure, or you know what I mean? It was just, I'm on my path, I'm on my journey, and I know this thing isn't serving me, and I hate to admit it, but it's kind of like somewhat addictive behavior, right? And I know it's not serving me, but it's going away. And I trust myself that it will, and it's going away. And there comes moments where I say no more often to those things. And it gets easier and easier and easier. But, and that is good for me. And I'm loving myself through the process. And, but yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And even if it sounded a little off the wall, I'm not going to do the stories today, even though I have a couple lined up for next week. I do like doing those little stories. Lindsay and I will be doing coaching questions for next week's episode. So if you have anything random, I know I have some random questions. I'm like, what about this though? What's your professional opinion? If you have anything like that you're confused on, or conflicting advice that you've been given, send it in. Put it on the Facebook page, email me, DM me, anything like that works. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Valentine's Day, or had a good Valentine's. There was something else I wanted to bring up, but I cannot remember what it was. But anywho's, that's okay. We'll be here next week. I ain't going nowhere, boo. Again, happy Valentine's Day, guys, and have a really, really good
Thanks for
weekend.
listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at the FitFemme Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemmeproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFemme Project Alignment Podcast.